views and opinions of the host are those of the host and not of the companies they are affiliated with. No inside information is known, and if there is, it will not be revealed. Occasional bad language may be used. Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is another episode of Theme Park Blueprints, episode 8, in fact, episode 8. Drew, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I would say a little hungover, but I'm doing well.
It happens.
Yeah. Been recently going to World of Beer. I got my loyalty card, and I hit my 50th different beer at World of Beer last night.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I got a free t-shirt.
Ooh, shirts. You got like free t-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
They when I was up in Ohio, when I lived in Ohio, there's a place called the Winking Lizard, and they do something like that too. And I would go there, and I made it to 50 there as well, and I got a free cooler. I don't know where that cooler is, so don't know where it is anymore. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, welcome everybody. You found your way to Theme Park Blueprints. I am the host, Ryan. This is my other host, Drew the Intern. And
hello.
We're here. If this is your first episode, welcome. Thanks for joining us. What we do on this show is we choose a park. We're supposed to be at random, but sometimes we choose beforehand. And we predict their next 5 years, based off the trends of the industry, what that park kind of does, and we kind of plan it out for them. We've had a pretty good success rate so far, I would say. And in fact, Six Flags just gave all their predictions, or not their predictions, their announcements recently. Their big announcements, and we did pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 out of the 3, not bad.
2 out of the 3 parks, yeah. We visited Six Flags Great Adventure, Over Georgia, and Great America, and we said Great Adventure and Over Georgia were going to get Justice League, Battle for Metropolis, which they are, which is great. But we had said at Great America they were going to get the world's largest Larson Looper. They did not. They ended up getting a Joker coaster, which, I mean, still very similar kind of ride, I would say. Small coaster with no turns. But so, yeah, they're getting that. So out of all the parks we've done, we've only gotten one wrong.
Yeah.
So let's keep up that record going here. We had a little bit of feedback from our last episode when we visited Kentucky Kingdom. Justin said, 14 seconds into listening to Park Blueprints, hosted by a dude and Drew the Intern, I already love the podcast. And then he linked the podcast on Twitter. Well, thanks for calling me a dude.
You're the dude.
I'm the dude. And then Christopher, who I believe is a new, at least a new tweeter, he said, yes, I've always wondered why parks don't use closed water parks for haunts. Plenty of time to construct as needed. Which, yeah, makes sense. I don't understand why, a lot of water parks aren't being used for haunts.
We might have started a trend.
We might have. Let's do it. All right. So this episode here, we're going to find out if there is more than corn in Indiana. We're going to Indiana Beach.
Oh, Indiana Beach. Home of the IB Crow.
IB Crow. This is kind of a controversial park right now because it was family owned for years and decades and forever. And then they up and sold to Morgan RV, which basically just ruined the park. There's no real debating about that. They kind of ruined the park. But then they recently were sold to the Apex Group, so we're hoping we'll have a good future with them. So there really not much happened during the past. I mean, we couldn't find anything for 2012 or 2013 or 2015 because I don't really think they added anything.
No.
2014, they put in a Dragon Wagon. I mean, I know they took out rides. They took out tons of rides. Like Galaxy. Yeah, they took out stuff that people wanted. And, well, we have a Dragon Wagon now. And this year, 2016, this was the biggest year they've had in a while, where they put in the Zero G, which is our favorite Larson Looper. They also were up front. They had the water splash battle. They decided to put in Captain Crow's, which is bumper boats. Don't know if it's open or not because their website says coming soon, but it is the beginning of September, so their season is basically over for the most part.
That being said, with the bumper boats, it's probably more uptime than the splash battle ever had at Indiana Beach.
I don't think I ever saw the thing go.
No, I've been there several times, never saw it open.
That'd probably be why they took it out and replaced it with bumper boats. And then they had one hell of a deal where if you bought one day, you got the rest of 2016 for free, and then you got 2017 season pass as well. Which, that's one hell of a deal. I think it was only like $40.
Yeah, that's a good deal, all right.
So, all right. Well, they have not announced anything for 2017. Apparently, there is a rumor about what they're announcing, but no announcement. So, Drew, what are we thinking for 2017 at Indiana Beach, a park that you and I both really enjoy?
Well, I mean, multiple things could happen. But I think this park does a very good job of kind of putting the fun flat rides into tight spaces.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am thinking that we're going to see some sort of flat ride coming in next year.
I could see something like that. As I know that the Apex group has to do a lot to try to basically win back the public.
Mm-hmm.
Win back the public, win back the enthusiasts. They have a lot of work on their hands.
Yes, they do.
So what are you thinking?
So they're doing it one way with having the good season pass deal, trying to get the public to come back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would not mind seeing another kind of dock flat ride, another flat ride over the water.
Mm-hmm.
They've got plenty of real estate for that to happen. You basically you could probably fit 3 more flat rides over by the gift shop over by the Ferris wheel.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of room on that point of the park.
Oh yes, definitely. Over that pier there.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely could agree. I think we would see one over the water.
You got to think about though, like some of these rides. I mean, they might be a little too intense for whatever platform they put it on. Like, I don't think I could see a frisbee going onto one of those. I think that might add a lot of stress. So you thought I have something kind of with like a center of gravity.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think they're all circulars.
So what kind of circular are you thinking we're going in?
What could this be the first park in the U.S. to get a Tribullion or whatever those are called?
They are really wacky looking things. I don't know.
They're really wacky.
I don't know if the U.S. would allow such a thing.
I mean, they basically are the same thing as those, those big circles, those Jarvis Field circles, and you sit in it and you can kind of like spin around.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same thing as that, but a ride.
Yeah, you know what? I think it could be. They seem expensive though. So it's a big investment.
Yeah.
But those ABCE rides, I think you might be onto something. Cool light package.
Exactly, and that if for anyone that hasn't been to this park, it's beautiful at night. It's such a fun night experience because the whole park itself is stuck in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
It never left. And when you get the lights going and you're walking down the main strip, it's just a really cool atmosphere. And I think you put another cool, fun light package on there, and you've got a winner. I think I would like to have this over there by the water swings.
Yeah, and I mean the Ferris wheel's right over there. The Ferris wheel just got a new Night Delight package for this year, so I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. So I like that. I think, and this goes without saying, that every year they need to do just little upgrades and updates to like painting and making the park, bring it back to its former glory.
That I agree.
Okay. So we got that one out of the way. The rumor going on the interwebs right now is that they were going to get a wave pool.
Yeah, but the wave pool was going to go in the parking lot. Like,
yeah, they don't. No, I don't want that. If anything, they would. If for 2018, we're 2018. Let's do some water park love. Let's put a wave machine at the ideal beach.
interesting. So you're going to make the natural lake water kind of move a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, because it's fenced in. Well, it's walled in basically. So you have that natural kind of thing. You could actually put up a wall through the middle of it and have one side of it be a wave pool, the other half still be calm, beach.
It's a really cool idea.
It wouldn't cost them too much. It'd cost them a lot less than digging out and making a whole, wave pool, especially in the parking lot that doesn't make any sense at all.
No.
Because what parking lot were they going to go with? The one by
Steelhog.
This is dumb.
Well, it never happened. It got announced, but never happened. So probably Apex was like, "Oh, that's dumb."
Exactly. So I don't know if you think 2018 is the best year for that, but
I mean, I definitely think some water park love could be in there because they have now room for more water slides since they took out the Galaxy coaster.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there are some slides still there. It's that old complex still there.
Mm-hmm. But nothing in the middle.
Nothing in the middle. So why don't we do this? Let's do a water park love with the wave/beach part. Wave/beach pool. And then because they've got a splash area, like a kid's splash pad called Splash Bash over by the Double Shot and the Growler, which is a weird place for that. But they have the lazy river still. Let's put in a slide complex right where Galaxy was.
Yes.
I think, could they use some mat racers?
Mat racers, high capacity, even fun. I would say mat racer seems like a good idea.
Yeah. So I like that.
Just going to put some mat racers there.
We got mat racers going in there. They've already got that it's a great water park already because you've got the fantastic bar. I love the bar.
Yes, the like beach bar.
Yeah, they've got a beach bar, and then they've also got the Sky Room, which is really cool. Beach Brew is called now, apparently.
Oh.
Beach Brew, nice. We've had beers there.
Yeah,
That's a good place to have beers. Okay,
it's a fun little place. I don't think I've had beers at the Sky Bar, or the Sky Lounge. I just had breakfast there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now we're moving on already to 2019. I'm looking at the park here. I'm trying to think what they need, what they don't have, what is feasible for a place like this. I could also see improvements to like the cabins.
Well, yeah, I was not really impressed with the cabins when we stayed there.
I mean, they were fine. They did their thing, but it was. I think the cabins need to be not like camping cabins, but more like a resort cabin. So, like when we went, we had to bring our own linens. So we had to bring our own pillows and our own, sheets and blankets and everything like that. So you basically walked in there, and it was just like this empty room with bed frames and mattresses. Mm-hmm. I think they need to change that. I think it needs to go to, full on, like, not like 5-star, resort, but I think they need to do like, linen services, and they need to have that.
Yeah. And I think that's a good idea, especially with the fact that it's no longer Morgan RVs, so they're getting out of the camping idea, and they're getting more into the resort aspect.
Yeah, and make it appealing for even locals to go. Hey, it's the weekend. Let's go stay at Indiana Beach. Mm-hmm. Give them like package deals and all that stuff.
Improve your cabins there. That wouldn't be too much because you can use the same sort of facility that they have. Just make them look a little prettier, a little more modern. Mm-hmm. Nice linens and sheets. And I think, didn't our cabin have a TV in it that was like from the 80s?
Oh, I think it had a knob on it.
Yes.
Like, I think we had to turn a knob. I think you just need to modernize everything.
Mm-hmm. Modernize the cabins.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the hotel also probably needs renovation, so we might as well renovate the hotel while we're at it.
Exactly. Because I feel like Morgan just kind of let the park go. They didn't know what they were doing when they got it. They just kind of let it go, do its thing, and nothing happened.
Yeah.
So, okay. So now we've got a kind of an off year. They just did a bunch of. It's not an off year in expenditure though, because they are paying for a lot of renovations and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I think we need to do something now again for the guests.
And I am thinking it is roller coaster time at Indiana Beach.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
Well, there's a couple of different things we could go here. We could go brand new roller coaster, or I could also see Hoosier Hurricane getting the RMC treatment.
Like full on, like crazy RMC treatment, or more like a subtle?
I'm thinking crazy RMC treatment. Sort of like what Kentucky Kingdom did with Storm Chaser. I think that's what could happen to Hoosier Hurricane.
Interesting.
I mean, they've already worked with RMC. RMC did all the retracking for their roller coasters last year, I believe, or a couple years ago.
Interesting. I like the idea because they've got Cornball Express, which is one of the best wooden coasters in the world. Hoosier Hurricane has always kind of been like a letdown for me.
Yes.
Like it's never wowed me the way that it should. Mm-hmm. So I like your idea. You could follow the whole route and do some crazy things, and it's over the water, so you could do some crazy water interactions.
That is true also. Can you imagine like a 0G stall, like where you're like inches from the water?
I don't know about inches, but I could see something. Mm-hmm. I could definitely see a 0G stall or like a crazy like low kind of overbanked turn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be a lot of fun, and you could actually do kind of like a crazy turnaround like helix thing, similar to like a nitro almost, because that mini golf course is gone. Mm-hmm. So you've got a lot of room right down there in the point, unless you want to use that for something else.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the other kind of expansion pad the park has, is that mini golf area over there.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's RMC Hoosier. Mm-hmm. kind of, spruce it up. I think this would be the way to get your people back into the park, like not from the area. Because the first thing, you don't want to bring everybody into the park, from out of state, out of town, or anything like that, without having that infrastructure back. You want to kind of fix everything that had gone wrong. So, you need to add like maybe another flat ride. You got to fix that water park, improve your cabins in your hotel, and then bring in that big draw. Because if you've got people coming from, out of town, out of state, they're going to want somewhere to stay. And they could look at your, kind of run down hotel, or they could find somewhere down the street. And they're probably...
which is also very run down. There wasn't really any nice places to stay near Indiana Beach.
I want Indiana Beach to be I want it to become like a known term again. Because I remember hearing about Indiana Beach a whole lot more when I was younger than, more up to in the past 6-7 years. So.
Yes.
So we RMC'd that. What do we do for 2021?
Well, so you've got your old mini golf land. You obviously have the parking lot that they were willing to expand into before. Because that's what's really interesting. So they have that parking lot there, and then they also have the parking lot that's like further up the hill, and then they have the south side parking lot as well.
On the other side of the bridge there. They've kind of utilized what they have. But
it certainly is interesting. I wonder now if you pull up your like Google Maps.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay. So you've got this giant sort of not expansion pad because I don't think it's their land, but like behind Cornball and the water ride, there's sort of like a couple of rusted trucks and stuff like that.
Is that also... What is that? That's the kids' train, right? Is that kids' train tracks?
I can't tell what it is. Is that the Dragon Wagon?
I don't know. It doesn't say. Because where is even the Dragon Wagon?
It's in the Kittyland area.
Okay, so it's just in Kittyland. Let's go to children's. I think that might be the Dragon Wagon. Because I'm not seeing like a kids train. I mean, their train in general is just a CB Huntington, so it's already a kids train as it is. Yeah, so I think that we're seeing there, I think that's the Dragon Coaster. It looks to be about right.
Okay. All right, so I guess that is their land.
But there's like a weird like house right there. Like that's the weird thing about this place is there's like summer houses that are also like right there next to the park, but you never hear about them have people complaining about noise from them.
No. So I don't know. I just feel like they've got that little expansion pad.
They've also got... If you were to get rid of that parking lot area next to Steelhog, that would probably be your next expansion. Because then it would kind of enclose the Cabins Inn a little more, and then you have just one of your regular parking lots just right there to the west.
So what are we... I mean, we've got plenty of places to put things. We've got the park that is on the up and up. They just RMC'd a roller coaster, so they're on the map. Enthusiasts are coming.
So what do we need now? Do we need to put something in that's crazy and unique? Do we need to... Are we doing more foundation work? Like, what are we doing here? I'm trying to, like, my mind's racing around, like, the kind of like the trends of the industry and what's been going in.
Mm-hmm. But when we're 5 years down the road, the industry trends could all be entirely different by now.
Oh, I know. Every park could have a polar coaster by then.
Well, I don't think a polar coaster is going here.
I don't think so either.
If I were to eliminate something, it would be a polar coaster.
Polar coaster, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I want is the problem. Like, I know, like, the things, like, when I think of Indiana Beach, the first things, like, come into my mind is easily just the aesthetic of the park and fascination.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, like, the two big things that pop in my head, and then it's the rides. But also, you know, you and I see parks a little different than, you know, your average Joe that's just going to the park for the day.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
So, I don't, this is like, it's a tough one because, you know, you can't go too crazy because, you know, we don't think they have this big budget, but.
No. And I assume their RMC redo is pretty expensive.
And that's going to probably be the biggest, you know, expansion they can do for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. But I also think that's something that will bring in people.
Oh, it'll bring in a ton of people.
Uh-huh. I think it'll bring in people. It'll bring in the folks that weren't going to Indiana Beach. I think that's the year that they're going to come back to. So I think they could expand again big, but I don't think they have the money right now to expand big.
No, I think they're going to have to wait until like 23, 24 maybe.
Uh-huh.
For like that next big. And also a park this size doesn't need to add something huge every year. Because for the most part, it really doesn't have like a close competition. It's its own thing.
So in that case, I think, I don't know, like a Chance Disco.
Okay, we could put in a Chance Disco, and then what would you say to also like kind of refurbing like some of their other attractions, like some of the old attractions that have kind of
like pirate or like their
Den of Lost Thieves,
Den of Lost Thieves, and
Dr. Frankenstein, and Superstition Mountain. Those are the three that are coming to mind that just they need to go in and just kind of not change them. They need to just overhaul them.
Mm-hmm.
Like freshen everything up, you know, maybe put in like, you know, some new animatronics or some new, you know, just some new things. Like upgrade, they just all need to be kind of spruced up.
Make them prettier again.
Exactly. So where do you want to put this disco?
I don't know.
In my mind, I see a good spot. What if we... what if they moved the rockin' tub and put it there?
Okay.
Because then you got it right there. You can also fit the rockin' tub kind of, if you're looking at the Google Maps here, you've got where the falling star is.
Yes.
And where their Music Express and kind of the lift for the log ride.
Uh-huh.
You could put it right there.
Yeah.
So we'll move the rockin' tub and put the disco where the rockin' tub is. Because it's not like they have a history of not moving rides around.
Uh-huh.
These rides move all over the place all the time.
Yeah, like take the water swings. The water swings ended up in a parking lot for a little while. Mm-hmm. And then they brought them back. So things can move.
Things can move. So, well, I think I like that idea. I don't think we need to go any further because I don't think we know what we would do yet.
No.
I think doing like the whole 5-year plan here works because you don't know how the trends are going. I mean, we've got IAPA around the corner, so.
Oh man, I loved Kevin's idea for the IAPA show.
Yeah, where we go and we see like five or six flat rides and decide where they need to go. Mm-hmm. What park is going to get them?
What park will get them?
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
I like the idea.
Mm-hmm. So let's do a rundown on our expansions here at Indiana Beach. This is our shortest episode so far.
Sorry.
It happens. You know, not every park's going to have this huge expansion, you know, everything. So 2017, we set a Tribullion over by the Ferris wheel, so it's going to get a new dock platform over the water. And then in 2018, we were going to do some water park love by doing that whole wave/beach pool. I think it's an interesting idea. I think it could work. Put that barrier wall in the middle, have one half of the beach there be wave pool, half of it just be kind of lazy beach pool. Mm-hmm. And then also put in a mat racer in the old Galaxy spot.
Add some new slides, add some life to the water park.
Exactly. Then in 2019, we are going to kind of improve their on-site accommodations by renovating the hotel, renovating the cabins. The big one for me is making the cabins feel like you're actually welcome there instead of, oh, here's a room, bring your own stuff. Mm-hmm. I want to have linens already in there. Maybe have a couple, like, go to IKEA, get some sets of dishes, put some dishes in there, you know. Mm-hmm. I want to make it feel like I'm staying somewhere that, you know. And
I'm not a camper.
Exactly. I want to modernize everything, you know, put in some, some cheaper AC units in the cabins. I think they had a window banger when we were there. I don't remember.
No, I was going to say, I don't really remember. I remember them telling us it came with free admission to the park. Mm-hmm. And it turns out the free admission was the $5 boardwalk fee.
Yeah, they didn't tell us that part.
No.
So, but then you just kind of make the cabins in the hotel more appealing and more welcoming. And then in 2020, we are going to RMC Hoosier Hurricane.
Yeah, this one should be interesting because it sort of shares a structure with Cornball Express at some point. Mm-hmm. So excited to see what they can do to interact between the two rides.
And I think if there's any company that's going to be able to do it, it's going to be, RMC. Mm-hmm. And then on 2021, we were going to put in a disco back over by where the Rockin' Tub is. Rockin' Tub's going to move over by the Flume, and then just kind of freshen up the dark rides.
Yeah, excited to see what they can do for Loco Sumu.
Exactly.
Lost Coaster. It's an amazing ride, but I don't even think any of the effects work anymore.
The ride barely works anymore. Mm-hmm. I think most times that I've been there, it's been down, or at least down most of the day. Uh-huh. I've only been on it one time, and that was by luck that they opened it while I was over at the taco shop.
So was it down the day we went?
I don't think so. I think we got to ride it because I think we were in line for tacos. Uh-huh. And then they opened. But that also could have been the time I went there with Greg. I don't remember.
I do love the world's best tacos, though.
Those are good tacos.
They're the world's best.
Yeah. So they have to be good. Mm-hmm.
They literally have a stand that says world's best tacos, and they're good tacos.
They are, and they're cheap, too, which is always a good thing. That's the nice thing about this park is everything there, for the most part, is cheap. Because you're in the middle of kind of nowhere, Indiana. You can't charge a whole bunch of money for things. And they have the weirdest gift shops there.
I mean, I want a set of knives at Fascination. Yeah, Talk about weirdest gift shops.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they're one of the few fascination parlors still left in the world even. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Well, if you want to talk to me more about fascination and world's best tacos, you can reach me on Twitter at the Park Guides. Also on YouTube at the theme park. Well, not at the theme park guides. Search for it. We're on there. I don't have a URL yet. And then when I'm drinking beer, because I do that a lot, you can follow me on Tapped at Eisentrout.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at Drew the Intern. Find me along with the other In the Loop Shenanigans people on our YouTube page, In the Loop podcast. And Untapped, I am Drew the Intern.
Yeah, you can reach the two of us collectively on Twitter at Park Blueprints, and then always send us emails. We always look at them at themeparkblueprints@gmail.com. That's where you can send us your predictions for the park, preferably the park that we just did an episode on.
That's kind of the idea, I guess.
Kind of the idea, yeah. So now we're at that awkward point of the show again. We really don't know how to say goodbye.
So we won't say goodbye. We'll just tell you to send us an email or else.
Or else.
The evil supervillain Korn has taken our family captive, keeping them from affordable family fun.
No family vacation for you.
Look, up in the sky. It's a plane.
It's a squirrel. No, it's... Ow! It's Ivy Crow.
Indiana Beach and Ivy Crow, vigilant defenders of family fun and excitement for everyone.
Thanks, Ivy.
Tune in next time when you'll hear our hero say,
Indiana Beach, where there'll always be more than corn, kisses, spoiled, and